Okay, so I'm finally getting around to this review. It's been a couple days, at least 3, since I finished an anime called, was it Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai? I'm gonna be honest with you, I read the name, and I saw, like, it's a Crunchyroll anime, and they'll have, like, a little poster picture type thing, and I saw it and I went, it's a girl in the bunny suit. It's gonna be fucking stupid. It's gonna be some stupid, pervy, trip, fall, grab a boob show. No, it was not actually. I ended up really liking it. It's actually a show I could recommend. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a little bit of perv, but, like, considering the name of the show and the picture, like, it leads you to believe it's a lot worse than it actually is. So basically, the show is a lot more complicated, but, it's basically... Here, I'll set up the first episode for you. So, it doesn't really spoil anything, it's in the fucking picture, really, is her in the bunny suit. She is in a bunny suit. I guess you would say the main character is a boy. Oh god, I immediately forgot his name. I'm sorry, I kind of watch an anime and then just, unless I really, really, really love it, just immediately out of my head. So, like, let's focus on other shit. But, so the main character is the guy, I guess. It does focus on other characters, but he's the main character, basically. And he's in the library. And all of a sudden he sees this girl in a bunny suit, and of course his reaction is, what the fuck? Did I just see that? And he goes and talks to her, and she's like, oh, you can see me? He's like, yes? How could I not see you? So it turns out, this girl, Mai, is, something happened. And a lot of this kind of supernaturally stuff happens in the episodes, and, in the show, the episodes. Excuse my phrasing. And, basically, for whatever reason, people can't see her anymore. And I don't mean like they're not paying attention to her, like, they don't fucking see her. She could be right in front of them. That's the reason she wore the bunny suit, because she got to the point where she's just like, I'm gonna wear a fucking bunny suit. If no one sees me in this, I don't know. So sure enough, she's got, like, the bunny suit. You're like, what the fuck is the bunny suit? I don't mean, like, the Easter Bunny animal costume. I mean, like, sexy casino girl bunny suit. And, for whatever reason, he can see her. And they kind of get to know each other and end up being a couple later on in the show. Like, and it's happened before, where she kind of explains what happened, and he's like, no, I believe you. Because he's had something equally similar that happened to him and his sister, but despite going to doctors, no one fucking believed them. And you later find out exactly what happened. Well, you find out what happened to Kaide, his sister. Shoko doesn't really get explained, so forget her. The show ends with a picture of her. They don't really go into her. But, and he doesn't really get explained, but obviously whatever it is pretty much, I'm guessing, related to his sister. It's heavily hinted that whatever the fuck happened to her, he feels guilty for not being able to do anything to help her, and it's probably what's causing what's wrong with him. So, I don't want to give it away, but, so, I'll try not to give it away, and then spoil it a little bit, so you can kind of understand. But it's, so their supernatural happenings, essentially, that they're calling puberty syndrome, and it's kind of happening to his close group of friends. It happens to one of his friends who's a girl. It happens to another girl. It's happened to his sister. It's happened to him. It's happened to Mai and her sister. And I think that's all. I think Shogo. But they, like I said, they never really go into her. Like, I'll briefly touch on her, because, like, you'll skip right by it. But basically, they think that maybe she never existed at all, and he somehow made her up. But basically, she was this girl he met on the beach, and he met her a couple of times, and she kind of helped him get through it, and he kind of ended up with a crush on her, and then one day she just fucking disappeared. Nothing. Couldn't find anything about her. Like she never existed. Then later on this year, you see like a childish version of her, and you don't know if it's like a sister, or if she just happens to have the same name. They never go into it. Like, they barely touch on it. They're much more focused on whatever happens to the other characters, and they'll kind of explain it. But basically, no one believes them. You know, they go to the hospital. Essentially, they can't really do anything. Like, he went to the hospital, Kairi went to the hospital. They couldn't find anything wrong with either of them. With Mai, obviously, people couldn't see her, so there's no one she could even go to. And it's along those lines of amnesia. There's that whatever disappearing thing is. There is a Groundhog Day scenario where you gotta repeat shit. There's a doppelganger. What else? That's basically what I don't want to spoil everything. I might have actually already spoiled all of it anyway. But that's basically what it is kind of that supernaturally stuff. Like, it's not supernatural creatures, no one's taking over the world, nothing like that. It's just these things are happening to them. They have no idea why it's happening to them. And in order to fix it, they're basically fucking winging it. He does end up selling a few of them. But it's basically kind of like him and them kind of like trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. What was different from the day before that might have caused it. What's going on in their lives that might have caused it. And it's actually really interesting, and the dialogue's good, and I like the music. Okay, the dialogue is somewhat good, and it's kind of fun the way him and Mai go back and forth, and how he talks to his friends. And he has a very kind of monotonous voice with like the dead fish eye, like very kind of blankish face. And he's kind of a smart ass, and like I really, really like the characters. There are a few... I do like the dialogue, but there are, like, two things that I could think of where it's just... They say something stupid where you're just like... No, that was dumb. Like, there is one, I swear to God, this is what it is. Almost word for word is... It's in, like, one of the later episodes, like, the last 3 episodes or something, where he's talking to my sister, her little sister. And he's talking about Kaidi or something, and she says something about, like, dude, fucking let it out, cry, or something like that, and I might be wrong about that, but, like, something along those lines, like, just fucking let it out, you don't have to be so strong, that kind of thing, and it's like, there are a few things you're not supposed to show your little sister: poop, pee, and like, crying or whining or something, and I'm just like, God damn it, dude, like, you're usually cool, and then you have that just some bad dialogue right there. But like once or twice there's bad dialogue, and it's like a line or two, and then thank God it gets better. But for the most part, it's fun watching him interact with other characters and them trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. And he's usually, when he's trying to figure out what's happening, he goes to his friend who's also a girl, and she's kind of like the sciencey, geeky character. And for some reason, it's always making fucking coffee in her beaker. Why is it a thing now? Where, like, I've seen at least 3 fucking shows where they'll be making coffee in, like, the fucking science gear, like the glass beaker you use for experiments and shit. On the TV. There you go, let there be light. Okay? No, I don't know why I asked that. It's not like she's gonna answer me back. But, yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I totally watched this show thinking, ugh, it's gonna be one of those stupid fucking harem, trip boob fall bullshit anime, and just, but I'm trying to not like I'm trying to open myself up a little bit more to different types of anime and not just immediately write things off, which I usually do. But I'm glad I watched it. It was actually really good, and the plot was kind of interesting. There are some holes. Like I said, like Shoko doesn't really get explained. I don't know if they're going to do another season. If they do, I hope to God they explain her, because it was confusing. My theory is maybe that like maybe she is really like that childish. The child version of her really is her. Maybe she's in a hospital or something, and maybe she, I don't know, wanted to grow up because maybe she's not going to live that long or something. Maybe she won't grow up because she has cancer or fucking something that'll, prevent it. And maybe that's her, like, her dream of her wanting to grow up, and that somehow caused some kind of chain reaction to where, like, this adulthood version comes along. I don't know. That's my fucking guess. I'm probably way off. I could be right, I could be way off. But, like, it's that level of just whatever the fuck caused it. I don't know what this is. But, yeah, I was really surprised. I totally thought it was going to be shit. But no, I really liked it. It's one of my favorite anime. No. Do I think it's a good anime? Yeah. Do I think they could have improved it some ways? Well, I think it's true of pretty much everything. I don't think there's any anime or show or anything that could not use improvement to some degree. Like, oh god, that horrible fucking line. But still. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't bop you in the head. I'm sorry, baby. There you go. Land the covers. I went to lift the covers and I didn't know she was that close to me, so I kind of bopped her in the head with my elbow. It wasn't intentional. Don't you, me. But yeah, I really liked it. It's on Crunchyroll. Yeah, it's on Crunchyroll. Sorry, I'm saying something and then my brain went blank mid-sentence. It's on Crunchyroll. It's like 13 episodes. It's, 20, 24 minutes per episode. So that's what I consider normal. Why do I keep doing weird hand signs? Ignore those. I also don't know why I do this. Or I'm always just scratching my fucking nose. I don't know why. But, I also notice when I play back, I can hear it's so cringy every time because I play back to make sure, like, I liked what I said to some degree. Do I want to do it better? Just, make sure I say anything too stupid, I guess. Like, that's the biggest reason. And then, yeah, it's and it's extra cringy because I can hear it better on my phone. Like when you record your voice, like you hear how you sound and then you hear how you sound recorded and you're like, oh god, is that me? Try seeing that on video. Sorry. But yeah, I really liked it. Always fucking itchy. But, I liked it. I liked the characters. My favorite was obviously, the main character who's the guy. And I loved his relationship with Mai, and they were totally cute. There wasn't a whole lot I didn't like. I mean, when they're trying to, like, he'll go talk to the science girl and they'll kind of try and figure out maybe what's causing it, and she'll come up with some, like, sciencey term or something, like some study or something, like, oh, fuck, there was one she actually brings up, but I can't remember the name. Well, I remember the name, kind of, but I can't pronounce it. It's like something's cat. It has something to do with observation of a subject. But, anyway, she ends up having her own issues later on. But, I really liked it. I'm glad I ended up watching it. And, by the end of it, I was crying a bit. Especially some of the beginning episodes where, he's dealing with, like, what's going on with Mai. She's, like, kind of the first case. And just how it kind of goes about it and how it's getting worse, essentially. Like, first it was just a few people would notice her, and then, kind of no matter where she goes, no one remembered her, and until eventually, spoiler, she calls her mom, and her mom doesn't even remember her. And it's not like, oh, I don't know who you are. It's like, literally cannot see her. She does not fucking exist. And she's right in front of her mom. And doesn't even see her. And, you know, just the way he kind of goes about it, and just this very reckless way, and how their relationship develops. I'm gonna be honest, like, they're probably one of my favorite couples. They don't get a whole lot of time to see each other, which sucks because she's famous, but I really liked it. There was really anything I didn't like. No, wait, okay, I can think of one thing I didn't like. I didn't like he has another friend who's a guy, and his girlfriend, always the bitch, for no fucking reason. Always a bitch. To him, the main character, no fucking reason. Well, actually, her reason is she doesn't want him to hang out with her boyfriend, who is his friend, because he'll ruin his reputation. And basically what this thing is, I'll briefly explain it, is, you know, something happened to him where he ended up going to the hospital after what happened to Kaide. And, you know, the rumor got around school, and it, you know, warped, so they think that he sent someone to the hospital and he's a fucking delinquent or something along those lines. And, you know, people stay away from him now. And, that's, you know, he's developed a bad reputation because of that. This fucking rumor that's not even fucking true. It was him that went to the hospital, not him sending anyone to the hospital. And, yeah, that's what's gonna ruin her boyfriend's reputation, and she's fucking snotty as hell. There's, like, one moment where she's fucking helpful. In, like, the last few episodes, where her boyfriend's like, the main character's talking to him, and, you know, he's like, well, why don't you ask, you know, my girlfriend, maybe, you know, she has a fucking sister or something. Like, that's the one thing, is that one little moment, she's still kind of snarky. Not as snarky as before, but then again, that's comparing to before. But otherwise, I didn't like her. Other than that, I can't really think of anything I didn't like. But it does get a little confusing in Science Steve, but while they're talking about this, you can tell they don't really know what's going on. They're just kind of theorizing, really, based on what they know and what they're experiencing. So it's a lot of, you know, trial and error, and, you know, things repeating, and or not getting better or getting worse, and them just trying to fucking figure out what the hell is going on, and they can't really go to anyone and be like, hey, we're having this problem, because all the problems are like, no one's gonna fucking believe you. So, yeah, just definitely go to try. It was really good. But you'll know which anime it is if you don't want to spell the entire fucking name. But, it's a girl in a bunny suit. But I can't really think of anything else to say, and this review's been going on for a while. So it's good anime, try it. If you don't like it, I can kind of get it, because sometimes it does get complicated. But it's one of those shows, if you don't really have to stick with it, because you'll either like it or you won't pretty quick. But I do expect a little bit of, you know, sciencey terms, and you're just going, what? Just forget it. You don't need to know the terms. They'll just briefly explain it to you. And then you don't need to remember it. You'll just be like, okay, that's what the fuck is happening with the character. I get it. Okay. You don't need the scientific term. They just kind of bring it up to, like, well, there is this so-and-so study. Maybe it's so-and-so, and this is so-and-so. You'll get it. You'll just watch. You'll get it. It's just awesome to watch it.